Peace and welcome to my channel. This is Signs and Synchronicities coming at you today with a channeling, a card reading. My past readings I've posted have been live where I pulled the cards while reading, shuffled the cards and all that while reading and recording the video. This one I'm doing a little different. I pulled the cards yesterday and the signs yesterday, and I sat with them and thought about them, sort of meditated over it, and wanted to record this today with all that I've been thinking about it. It's the energy of this full moon Aquarius, very strong, and in the Lionsgate portal, it's Leo season. So I'm going to give words of encouragement or some insight into the energy that's coming up in this reading. The first three cards that came out were all fours, 444. And so right away that angel number is letting me know that you're protected, to follow your intuition, that stability and that abundance that you've been working toward and trying to build is coming, yes. Also, I'm getting the message that there's something you've been building and it's going to really come to fruition and really give you that abundance when you team up with some other people or someone else. If you're in a couple, maybe it's another couple that you're going to be working with, you're going to be building something that's going to last for the future. It's going to be something that you leave behind. It could be something that brings you a lot of material wealth, but also it's something that's going to bring you spiritual wealth, and it's going to fulfill your basically all areas of your life. It's going to just give you abundance, and as you grow it may be that you're coming out of a time of solitude, and that's something that you needed to be able to discern who and what was really serving you. And if you haven't come out of that time of solitude, it's possible that it's because there's something that really might have turned your heart cold recently, or in the past. Maybe not recently at all. Maybe it was something from your childhood. If it wasn't something recently that you're been holding on to and it's been draining you, so let that out. If there's something that's true, you feel like that resonates, and there's something you're in your mind thinking, oh yeah, that's this situation, or that's what happened to me, let it out in some kind of way. Listen to music. If you are someone who likes to listen to music and it really helps you with your emotions, then listen to music and maybe look up some songs that are sort of about what you're thinking of, what you're going through, and like listen to other people cry about it, basically, so that you can let it out, those feelings, or feel through those feelings. If you're someone who makes music, then put it into your music, make songs about it, because I'm feeling an energy of a false sense of strength, or a false mask being worn to appear strong for others. Like there's some demons you've wrestled with and been wrestling with, and maybe no one knows. You've put on your like superhero cape and you're just going about your day-to-day and trying to survive with all that's going on in your life, but it's a fragile and false sense of strength that you're projecting. And it's okay, it's okay to let yourself be gentle with yourself, and let others know that you've been struggling. If you have, you've been struggling with this demon, wrestling it, maybe it's time to take the mask and cape off and think about what would really bring you peace of mind. Try to do things that calm you, and also make sure that you're looking back at all you have done, all you have been through, and how strong you really have been, even when you've felt weak. And clap for yourself, clap for yourself, because you've been jumping hurdles, you've taken some leaps of faith, and maybe some of those things didn't turn out. Maybe you jumped some hurdles and you also fell, hit the hurdle. Maybe you took a leap of faith and actually it came crashing down like a tower, But still clap for yourself for doing those things, because it took courage for you to try. There's someone coming toward you to express their passion, and maybe this is someone who clammed up in the past. I'm seeing that they're coming toward you though, and there's going to be a period of time where you might be like questioning each other, and you will get those answers. When those questions are asked, you'll get the answers. When there's time for this communication, you'll get those answers. And it's very possible that this person is someone who will be adding to your abundance, will be getting you to that energy of feeling fulfilled and embracing your purpose in life, and helping you to give something to the world that's really going to help other people as well. It doesn't feel like we come into this life with a map of how to live our life, but your soul carries that. Even if you haven't tapped into knowing what all of that is, your soul carries that map for you, and you really do have the world in your hands. You really do. And one of the things that's going to help you be able to understand and tap into that is by looking at the signs of the animals around you. Nature tells us a lot, and it's good when you're feeling like overwhelmed or stuck to go to nature and just sit or be with the outside world in that way, but not around, not the outside world of being in the city. If that's the only way that you can tap into nature is by, if you live in a city, is by being in some city where there's still going to be lots of people around, then that's good. Be outside, get the air, feel the sun or the rain if it's raining on you, and be outside. But if you can be in a more isolated place in nature where you'll see more animals, that's going to give you even more of sort of a reset and insight into however it is you need to move forward. One of the things that nature always reminds me is that there really are seasons to life, just like there's seasons to the weather and the year's cycle. There's seasons to life. So if you've been feeling like you're in a season where you went through some situation and it was really difficult, maybe it actually pushed you outside of yourself. For others, it might have pushed you to retreat into yourself. But either way, it's a season and it will pass. You're going to have that season of abundance. You're going to have that season of fulfillment. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, or you make things to sell, keep doing that. Push into your passion, whatever you're most passionate about, push into that and market it in a way, monetize your magic and your passion, whatever it is that you feel like you're good at. Maybe it's something that people don't know. Maybe it's something that you've kept as a hobby for yourself, like a crafting hobby you have. But if that's the case, then you could really monetize that in a way. For some of you, you may feel like you fell off your horse, and maybe the horse kept going and you're just feeling stuck and lost. Maybe there was a heartbreak or a separation, but now it's time to detangle yourself from those feelings, to get back on your horse, because this is a spiritual horse, and the way I'm speaking about it, you can never lose that. It's always there. Your spirit team, your spirit guides are always there for you, even when you feel the most alone. Even if you haven't been praying or honoring your ancestors, if you have that kind of practice in a way that you typically would when you're on your A game, they'll never abandon you, even when you feel most alone. So it's really just a matter of being able to reach out to them and ask them for help. Ask them for help to detangle yourself from the painful memories or the things that have drained you. Maybe it's some toxic people in your environment that you've been holding on to. I'm definitely getting the message of making music, playing music. If you're someone who has never picked up an instrument and played music, maybe this is a time to start to try, especially if you've always wanted to. You know, if you've always wanted to learn how to play X instrument, you know, then maybe it's a time for you to get one and try it out. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to be the thing that's going to bring you the abundance as far as like financial, but spiritually, emotionally, it's something that could really help you. You dedicating that time to yourself, it can't do anything but help you, because there's so much going on in the world, and we all have our own daily lives, our stressors to handle and take care of that we have to, you know, like we're in that ring of life and we have to show up every day, and sometimes it's hard to show up and get through it without just kind of going on autopilot and going through the motions. But something like that, if there's something that you've always felt in the back of your mind you wanted to do, but you put it off because you have to, you know, take care of the kids, or you have to, whatever it is, you know, like you have to go to work, whatever it is in your life that's like takes up a lot of time of your day, and maybe you would like to do something for yourself sometimes, but you have to go, you know, answer that call and talk to whoever, you know, and deal with their problems or whatever it is for you. Remember to take that time for yourself, to not keep whatever's been on your mind and draining you in your mind, to just give yourself an outlet for that. And that's what's going to bring the emotional fulfillment to you, because you can't, you know, we've heard it over and over, and it's true, you can't fill someone else's cup if you haven't filled your own. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So whatever's been draining you has been emptying your cup, and it's possible that you need that sort of cleanse and reset, not to be so drained that you can't function, but it's possible that what's been draining you is just something that's like not meant for you anymore, and it's time to just let it all out, let it drain all the way out, and to not look back at that except for the lessons that you've learned, because you're going to get past it. You know, if there was some sort of betrayal or someone crossed your boundaries in the past, you are going to get past it. You are going to be moving forward, and it's going to be feeling like you're more grounded, you're more in a healthier cycle with yourself and with those around you. And you're going to be able to discern more who and what is really for you, who and what is really serving your goal for your life. Because the way I'm seeing these cards and the way I'm seeing this message is that you are unstoppable. You know, like, as much as you've been putting on that strong face for others, it's because you are actually very strong. It takes a strong person to be able to do that and just keep going with your life. But there's also strength in showing your vulnerability, in letting yourself feel through your pain in a healthy way, and sharing that with others. Yeah, I am seeing that there is going to be some sort of communication and a conversation that is like a question and answering time that might be tense, but someone's going to be making a plea to you for peace. You'll know when you have this, and whatever is talked about, you'll know if that is for your best or if this is like something to be left in the past. But it's very possible that this person is going to be adding to that abundance. And if not by being present in your life, then maybe just by the conversation that you'll have and leaving it in the past. Yeah, it's looking really like positive if you just keep working on yourself and focusing on building for yourself what you have been, because you have all the tools, and if you haven't had the resources, you will have the resources as well. Maybe some of you haven't really been wrestling with that demon. You've just been kind of sitting there and feeling the pain, like the demon's kind of like weighing on you, whatever. And by the demon, I mean like whatever energy you've been feeling negative. It could be some past trauma. It could be some present issue occurring in your life, or a person. It could be because people definitely can carry demonic energy, and it doesn't, you know, sometimes you can't tell, but I definitely believe that some people out here in the world are possessed, and they may not know it either, but they've been overrun by demonic entities. And if you've been maybe not wanting to see that, if it's some people that you love or some loved ones, or maybe even yourself at times, if you haven't been wanting to see it for what it is, then maybe it is time to actually muster that strength within yourself that you've been putting on day to day, and really sit with and wrestle those demons. Because until you do energetically remove yourself from some of that, it's going to just keep causing you suffering, and it's just going to lead you to basically tower moment after tower moment in your life. You might feel like, oh, I've been building and building, and it's, brick by brick. As soon as I feel like I'm done, it all gets ruined. It's because maybe those things that you've been building aren't actually for you, and that's Spirit's way of protecting you from something that isn't really for you. So just be grateful, and for each day, but also for those hard times where you were disappointed, where things didn't work out the way you wanted them to, because that was just Spirit protecting you from something that was not for you. But all that is for you can't be taken from you, and all that is for you is going to be granted to you in divine timing when you're ready. So just keep doing that spiritual work on yourself, that emotional work. If you need to get some mental health help, plug into some resources for that. I know you have the internet because you're listening to this video, so there's lots of places online at this point, since the pandemic started, where you can get therapy at low cost or no cost. So maybe that's something that you need to talk it out with somebody in a safe, private way, not one of your friends or somebody in your family, but actually a neutral party, a professional. Maybe that's what will help you to move forward. But just know that you are moving forward. It may not feel like it, because I'm definitely picking up a lot of stuck energy, and that could just be from the past. But for some of you listening, it's how you feel now, stuck. But you aren't. There's always change occurring. That's one of the things about being out in nature. You see it. You can see the wind moving the plants. You can see, or if you're near water, you can see the water moving. You can see the birds feeding. Things like that remind us that there's a cycle that's greater than us and outside of us, that things are always moving in the world. And sometimes it does take sitting in that stillness to be able to remember that. But just remember, like I said before, to clap for yourself, because you have been doing a lot of work, and maybe, it's been at a very slow pace, it feels, but everything is always moving, and it's going to be moving faster, okay? So I'm going to read the letters that I pulled and the zodiac signs that I pulled. The letters are P, A, C, J, E, Q, L, M. And the zodiacs are Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yeah, you're gonna have your wishes fulfilled. Just keep trusting your intuition and pulling strength from wherever it is that you pull your strength from, within yourself and outside of yourself. Because this is the end now of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle for you. And in this new cycle, you're going to feel that balance. You're going to feel that abundance. And you're going to have justice for all that you've been putting in, the hard work. You're going to be rewarded back. Yeah, definitely a lot of fire energy coming up in this reading, because all three of the fire signs came out in the signs, and it is a fire season, Leo season. So keep tapping into what it is you're passionate about, and share that. Maybe it's felt like you just have one little candle that's like toward the end, and you're like worried, feeling like, oh, my little candle is about to burn out. But no, believe that there's other things around you, there's other candles around you that you can take that little fire and light, and you could grow it and just keep shining. The best way you can do that is to be yourself, your authentic self, even if it's scary. If you're scared that people will reject you or how people will react around you, you might lose some people. And if that's the case, then those weren't your people, So just know that you can never lose yourself. You always have you, and you are your greatest resource. And whoever is going to come and add to that and actually help you build that in a positive way that doesn't drain you, those are your people. People who will see you, respect you, understand you, respect your boundaries. Those are your people who you can build with. People who will help you feel stronger and also recognize when you don't, and hold space for you in those times. Those are your people. Okay. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this message, and that it resonated with you and uplifted you. This is Signs and Synchronicities, and I'm wishing you all a great Leo season. Peace.